Hi everybody, I'm a little bit late with this week's update, but I'm just going to talk about this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. It's the week starting the 31st of October 2019. It's a Halloween week, so there's a bit of a Halloween theme to it. The main feature is they've got some new survival mode missions, and you'll see them pop up in your feed as you're playing, but you can also go to play job and select one. They're really not my thing. I tried one, wasn't terribly impressed. You're playing as an alien fighting against the FIB and the Noose agents. And you basically have to survive wave after wave of people attacking you. And it's what I call running and gunning, which is, I'm not very good at running and gunning. It just doesn't interest me. You shoot off a lot of ammo. Eventually you get killed, and then you get paid. And you don't get paid very much, even on this double money week for these missions. Once was enough for me. If you do want to do them, go check them out. You can play them solo, or you can play them with a team of friends. What I've actually been doing this week is joining in every time I see a setup or a heist mission to help people out with their heists. The initial heists you get after the Fleecer, we've shown you the Fleecer one, at least talked about it. That's where you get a discount on your armed Kuruma. All the other ones that you start from your apartment require 4 players, and that's a bit of a pain, as you just probably saw. 2 people dropped out, and we're back to almost nobody in the heist. And you have to have 4 people. I'll wait a little bit longer. You have to have 4 people in a heist. The first one that comes after the Fleecer job is this one, the Prison Break. And I haven't even completed it myself. I've completed it with other players, but I haven't completed it myself as a host because of this need to have 4 people in it. This particular one, there's no reason 2 people couldn't do it. You go to a location, you go to an airport, you kill the people there, and then you steal the airplane and fly it back to base. 1 person to fly. In fact, 1 person could do it if you are a competent pilot. You simply just kill everybody there and then fly away. So it's annoying that they've set them up to have 4 people. People get impatient. They don't want to hang on. You'll see somebody join, and then 30 seconds later they'll leave if it hasn't made the 4 people. It just becomes frustrating. So getting into one is frustrating. When you actually successfully finish one, it's also kind of frustrating because there's a lengthy delay until you get back to the real world or the free mode world. Far longer than it seems to me would be necessary, but that's the way it goes. Also in heists, most of the heists, or certainly these early heists, people have specific jobs to do. And what you'll often find with random people joining is they don't actually listen to what they're supposed to do. They don't look at what they're supposed to do, and they don't successfully do what they're supposed to do, so the heist or the setup will fail. In this one, it's easy. All 4 of us are going to go to one location. The pilot is the important one. They have to survive and fly the plane out. If the pilot cannot fly a plane, don't make that player a pilot. It is a skill in this game to be able to fly a plane. Your character will get better at it as they practice it. So we've just got a level 11 joined. I hope they don't think of making that player the pilot, because they will probably crash the plane. So even if we successfully do everything else, the mission will then fail because we haven't got the plane. The final part of this whole mission has 4 players doing basically 3 different jobs. 2 of them break into the prison, one dressed as a prison guard, one dressed as a prisoner. That's their guise to get in, and they have to break out a prisoner, finally stealing a prison vehicle to drive to the airport. Another player is going to the Los Angeles airport, picking up the plane we already have, the one that we're taking in this mission, and flies it around until they're ready to be picked up. You can't land too early because your plane will get blown up, and you're being chased by jets. Now, as long as you can fly a plane reasonably well, all you have to do is fly around in circles, and you're fine. They cannot destroy you with missiles. But if you are not a competent pilot, don't take on the job of being the pilot. Say, I cannot fly a plane. The 2 people who go in the prison are runners and gunners. That's all they have to do. And yes, you'll get shot at. Yes, the people get killed occasionally. We accept that that happens, so that's a reasonable failure. But failing constantly because the pilot cannot fly a plane is just frustrating to everybody else working on it. The 4th job, and the one I normally like to do in that final mission, is the demolitions job. And it's the most varied for me. you have to stop a prison bus, and that's very easy. You just drive it behind it, shoot the guy through the windows, steal the bus and destroy it. You drive it to the Mackenzie airfield, destroy it, or Sandy Shores airfield. I think it's called the Mackenzie. Anyway, it's the one you're going to end up at. Then you steal a helicopter, and then you've got a choice. If you've got a good pilot, they don't need you to shoot down jets. They can just fly around in circles. You'll eventually come back and get the jets, or the jets will lose interest. And the pilot, in that case, can go and help out at the prison. He cannot enter the prison property, but he can hover outside the prison and shoot missiles into the prison, killing some of the guards and helping the 2 people on the inside. Or, if the pilot's not so confident at their ability to fly the plane and avoid the jets, then the buzzard flyer, the demolitions guy, has the job of flying around and taking out those airplanes, those jets. And with all jets, they're going to fly past you very quickly. Firing missiles towards them is not going to get them when they're coming at you. You have to wait until they've passed you and then get them from behind. So you need a confident pilot who trusts the demolitions guy, or a really good pilot who will, what you can do is follow the jet, and the jet cannot get a lock on you. They cannot get a missile at you. So if you get behind the jet and just keep chasing it, the jet cannot shoot at you. And that's the best pilot. Simply prevents the jets from spawning, because they will follow one jet, and there's only ever one jet in the air at a time. If you shoot one down, another one's going to appear, so it didn't really benefit you. And I have played that mission with several teams, and I do not think we have yet completed the mission this week, that final mission, the actual prison break, because people keep messing it up. The pilot will crash, somebody in the prison will get killed, the host will quit. Somebody else will quit because they get fed up. If you fail it 3 or 4 times on the truck, I get the thing that people are frustrated, they don't want to play anymore. So the heists can be frustrating. I don't mind helping them out right now because I don't need to make money. I'm not in the business now of, boosting my bank account. As you can see on the screen, I have over $120 million in cash, so I've got plenty of cash. I don't need to do these heists to make cash. But a lot of players are joining this because they're trying to make cash out of it. They're trying to actually increase their bank account so they can afford all the nice things in the game. It looks like, although this has joined, I think the game has crashed or something, because the last guy, although it says joined, we didn't get a level or anything else. So I think we're stuck, and I think we're going to have to crash out of this. And what you'll also notice with these missions, people are doing them at very low levels. DMD here is level 11. Now, at level 11, you don't have a lot of health to get shot. You're going to get killed by 3 or 4 shots. At level 453, I got quite a lot of health. You max out your health at around 120, but it's actually depending on what you're doing in the game. It's not purely level based. It's also, I think, based on what you get up to in the game. But by about 120, 130, you will have maxed out your health. Up to that point, you're still pretty vulnerable. You're going to have problems. In fact, we've crashed so badly that we can't even continue the game. So, yeah, we can't get in and we can't get out of the game. Well done, game. Thank you, Rockstar. If one of us can get out, and I'm getting out by basically suspending the game briefly, that will break this deadlock, and hopefully it will kick us out of the game. There we go. So be aware of your limitations. Go and steal a plane and fly it a bit. Practice your flying. Practice flying helicopters. Practice firing missiles at things. If you're going to do the job, you've got to be competent at the job, because it's really annoying to all the other players if you keep failing at your job. You're not going to make any money, they're not going to make any money, and everyone's going to have a rotten time. If you're just good at running and gunning, and that's great, because I'm not, but some people are fantastic at that running and gunning stuff, tell them so. Say, I'm happy to be the police officer in this game, or the prison officer, or I'm happy to be the prisoner, because you're very good at that stuff. You love that, getting shot at and shooting at people. People need to do that job, and most of the missions you do in this game have that job. I'm personally not very good at it, so I tend to prefer to be the pilot or the demolitions guy. Anyway, looks like we're back in our apartment because the game failed. And there's another setup going on, so I'm going to join that one instead. So that's what I've been doing this week. I'm really not interested in the Halloween stuff. There's also peyote plants around which you can eat and turn into an animal, but there's not a lot you can do while you're an animal, so I'm not going to go into more details on that. Follow some of the huge YouTubers. And I was invited to join a thing, and then the guy dropped out of the game. And this is what is so frustrating about heist and setups. You've got to have 4 people. They've all got to be competent. They've all got to know what they're doing. And they've all got to maintain their connection to the game. I have had some successful setups, but I've had probably at least half of them have failed in some way or another, or failed partway through and had to be restarted. Anyway, enjoy this week. What I recommend is this is a great time to join in those heists or join in those missions and make friends so that they can help you out with the free mode stuff another time.